So Danielle is a major Instagram influencer. She's got 2.4 million followers. And she's also a tech founder as well as a fashion founder and sits on boards of a number of companies. And today's quite a big day for her.
Mhm.
She's just launched her denim. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, today we just launched WeWoreWhat denim, wearing a pair now. And part of our launch for our denim is that we're donating 2 meals for every order to Feeding People IG, which is providing healthy meals for healthcare workers, specifically in the New York City area. And we're going to be able to donate over 3,000 meals so far. And it's only the morning. So let's keep going. The more sales, the more donations. And it's been a great day.
That's awesome. So, I mean, that gets to my first question, which is, I know, in the past, you've told me that your swim collection sold almost $2 million in product in 12 hours. How has the pandemic influenced your sales and the way in which you treat your business?
So I think that for Shop We Were What specifically, we're just being really purposeful with the product we put out there and launch. A lot of these designs have been in the works for well over a year. So we've had these slated times to launch new products, and we're just making sure that everything has a charitable initiative or a charitable component attached to it. So with our first launch of our swim, right at the beginning when this pandemic started, we were able to donate over $30,000 to the Food Bank of New York. And so each launch going forward has had a really great donation aspect to it, where we're encouraging our followers and my community to really get involved and to help make a difference while still supporting my business.
That's really great that you're able to do both and maintain your business. So I know in the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic, there was some flack for the way that influencers were behaving and celebrities. Can you tell me a little bit about what you've learned from this and like how you think that the pandemic has changed the way in which you create content?
Yeah, I mean, as influencers who are literally influencing millions of people, we have to be very responsible in the content we put out there and the way that we present ourselves. And so, everything that I put out there, it's a good mix of the content that you come to my channel for every day. That's a nice, healthy distraction, but as well as really educational content and meaningful content that has a lot of thought behind it, because I don't just want to be posting my outfits every day. I want to really be supporting small businesses, supporting organizations, providing information for you guys with job openings and new positions that are hiring, and really make my platform more than just these daily outfit posts that my followers have come to know and love.
Yeah, something that I think has really changed in this pandemic is social media used to be a place where you go for distraction. Now it's really the place where people go for human interaction.
Yeah.
And as a leader on the platform, I would love to know about how you feel that your role has changed in the way in which you talk to your audience.
I feel like I've gotten a lot closer to my audience through this whole thing. I've talked to many people more on DM, through my lives, through different things that I've been doing, and have really been listening to them and have shared more with them than ever before. I've become a lot more vulnerable on my platform and have really just felt like I've connected to them more. Like together we are making a difference. And I think that that helps to build the community aspect of my brand so much more and is so important during this time.
Yeah. Can you be specific about the way in which you've interacted with your audience is something that has felt especially like something that will stick with you, you think, for forever?
I think the small business impact that I've been able to make through Chef Matt, for example, is a chef that reached out to me. They had to close his restaurant, and he was looking for ways to make money to support his household. And I ended up promoting that he was creating recipes based on the items you have in your fridge. And then we ended up making avocado toast with my team, like a very fancy avocado toast, and talking about that. And then the next week he was on Good Morning America, and he's gotten so much promotion and business through that, and has really expressed to me that it's made a huge impact in his business, and that feels really good and is really fulfilling. As well as small brands, Shop Dana Scott and Shop Mila and Me are two examples of brands that received hundreds of orders after I posted about that, and that has allowed them to support their households. And to even think that I could have that impact on someone's life is so meaningful and really fulfilling, and something that I hope to do more of.
So, on that, how do you think coming out of this pandemic, how is your business going to change? And will you be incorporating more social impact driven work into what you're doing?
100%. We have been working on something that will hopefully be ready to launch in a few days that will basically be my way of giving back past the pandemic. So I want all this amazing work we've been able to do in this platform I've been able to give to small businesses to continue even this once this is all over. I really feel like I have this newfound sense of responsibility to my community, to my followers, to the people that have helped drive my business for so many years to continue to give back even past this. And so I'm working on a new platform that will basically allow me to do that.
Well, that's exciting, and we'll have to stay tuned for that. And something else that I wanted to touch on with you is so I actually attended the launch of your line in Macy's,
Yeah.
which happened at the beginning of coronavirus when it hit New York, and this was at Macy's in New York. And I watched 100+ people come up to you and wait in line in a close knit line and come up to you and hug you and take selfies with you. Tell me a little
Yeah.
bit about how like why that happened, and what how does that speak to the power that you have as an
So
influencer?
yeah, the Macy's event was crazy, and that was before we were told to quarantine. So this
Hmm.
had not yet all happened, and there were about 500 people that came to wait in line at Macy's, which I was completely taken back by myself. But I think that just proves to me and my business like how powerful my community has grown and how invested they are in my business ventures and me as a brand. And we're very excited about finally having this lower price point product that was really obtainable.
That's great. And something I forgot to mention before is that we are going to be taking audience questions at the end.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any questions, feel free to stick those in the chat and we'll try and get to those at the end. Um, and so another part of your business is sponsored content. Tell me a little bit about how that has changed, and the different types of products that you're working with as a result of the pandemic.
Yeah, so with every campaign that I do right now, we are asking the brands if there can be a charitable component to it.
That's so
Just
great.
because getting paid to post, that drives my business. So I still
Hmm.
need that, but I want everything to have a lot of meaning and have impact behind it. So even with Free People, for example, I'm going to be doing a dance video with them that will turn into a dance challenge, and there's going to be a donation aspect to that. So whether it's a skincare brand that they're discounting their rate for my followers and then donating a portion of proceeds to the food bank or the River Fund or No Kid Hungry, everything we're doing, I'm sort of
Hmm.
asking my brands, hey, this is what I'm doing for my personal brands. Can you participate in that and do something that maybe you feel passionate about?
I love that. And like, what about the sort of sponsored stuff that involves like going out and going to different places and taking cool photos? How has that changed with stay-at-home
Well, I
mandates?
mean, all events that were scheduled, be it Coachella or in-person events in New York City, have obviously been canceled. So I think brands are looking for, they either have less marketing dollars or they're looking to replace those marketing dollars for those events with a way to connect to their audience through influencers to really
Hmm.
get their messaging across to customers and really have someone tell their story in a unique way. And so we're finding that brands, I'm working with brands really closely to sort of take those dollars that they would have had for events and repurpose them and pivot into a way that will reach followers in a more direct way and still be effective towards whatever they were trying to sell.
And do you feel that the types of stuff, like the actual products that you're being pitched on, or the type of products that you're interested in working with, are those different? Like, is it more of like, I don't know, like an elastic waistband driven fashion or what?
Definitely more loungewear, activewear, skincare, things that you can really wear and do at home
Hmm.
are being promoted more. But I mean, I just launched denim today, and no one's really
Right.
wearing jeans. So I think people are still looking for those fashion forward pieces to invest in. But obviously, loungewear, activewear are killing it right now.
Hmm. Um, and then um, and then also, I'm wondering just like overall, do you feel like your business has been hurt, or is it neutral, better as a result of coronavirus?
I think it's a little bit neutral. There's definitely been campaigns that have gone away, but then new ones have also come about. So it's sort of been a mixture of both. But
Hmm.
definitely, I think everybody's hurting right now. Some a lot more than others, but I think we all feel the effects of it.
Yeah, certainly. I agree with that. It's especially clear on social media.
Mhm.
Um, and then, you're the founder of MoAssist, which is a platform for influencers to manage their business. Tell me a little bit about the sentiment among the influencer community around coronavirus, and what are people talking about? What needs to be done? What are people excited for?
Yeah, I think people are really looking for ways to become more efficient in their businesses and to grow their businesses. And so part of Mo Assist is that we're going to be providing through our community aspect that's going to launch next week, all this educational material that's really going to help influencers and provide valuable information to them, especially during this time. So we'll be giving advice on how they can pivot their businesses. And that's all going to be launched next week through the community part of Mo Assist. But we are relaunching Mo Assist with a new rebranding soon, and we are seeing weekly increase in new members. So I think the
Hmm.
influencer community still feels like their businesses are here to stay. They're just obviously a little weird at this time.
Right. And you are someone who's been very open with your audience. You talk a lot about what you're going through, your struggles. And tell me a little bit about like some upcoming things or things that have happened as a result of Corona, that you've discussed in your content that you think is really interesting.
Um, I mean, I think that I've been almost like on and off crying every day, just feeling the impact so heavily of the small businesses that I've been in direct communication with and hearing people's struggles. I sort of opened up my platform to be like, talk to me, let me know how you feel and
Hmm.
how can I help you. And so the incoming like outpour of people that are struggling and need help is something that I've really taken on wholeheartedly
Yeah.
and has definitely been like, I walk outside like once a day to at least like clear my air, leave my phone in my room, and just like need to like clear my head and take a deep breath because somebody said to me the other day, you can't water the plants if there's no water in your bucket. And so I'm really trying to help so many people right now, but it's been really important for me to remember to take care of myself at the same time. I just feel this like really big sense of responsibility to help people right now. And so I'm trying to become more efficient in doing that.
And self-care is so important for
For sure.
everyone.
Yep.
Glad to hear that you're taking care of yourself. So I'm going to look at some audience questions
Okay.
now. Um, so someone asks, I'm trying to get my own line off the ground. Do you have any tips or pointers?
Um, yeah, well, reach out to hello at WeWoreWhat.com, and we are actually taking inquiries from small businesses right now and sorting through them so that we can figure out which ones we can help and how we can help them. But definitely, if it's a brand, create a Shopify account, focus on your Instagram content, be really consistent and purposeful with what you put out there right now. And reach out to influencers, micro influencers to work with as well. I think they can help get a small brand off the ground.
Yeah. And then on that, how do you see another person asked, how do you see buying patterns change as a result of coronavirus?
As far as what consumers are purchasing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think that consumers are really smart, right? My followers are really smart. They are looking
Hmm.
to support businesses that are mainly direct to consumer businesses. So they want to know that their dollars are going to a small business, not like a huge retailer. So I'm seeing that people are really looking for these smaller direct to consumer businesses to spend their dollars.
Hmm. Um, yeah, and I think like we've seen how important it is to support small businesses
Right.
and makers who are doing their best as best as they possibly can.
Mhm.
Um, and another one that I think is a bit fun.
Okay.
So we're not just talking about doom and gloom. What's the first thing that you're gonna do once lockdown is over?
Oh my God, have like a major dance party with my friends. I'm just like craving a night out. And I can't wait to
Yeah.
hug my friends. Like, I feel like I'm gonna cry every time I see a friend that I haven't seen throughout this lockdown and just hug them. like the feeling of being able to touch somebody like that, I feel like will be so amazing. So
Yeah, totally. I can't wait for that either.
yeah.
Um, and how do you stay sane and how do you manage your stress? I mean, I imagine if you have that, which is one of the questions that someone asked, but to
Mhm.
add to that, I imagine having, 2.4 million people who feel like they're very close to you, I imagine that's quite taxing. How do you stay sane? How do you manage stress?
Yeah, I think it's a combination. Working out, that has to be like my
Mm,
one answer right now because it's been my source of meditation. Because I haven't even found the time to meditate recently. But working out, sweating, moving my body, putting on some good music, that's been my one way to like decompress. And then I basically drink wine every night. So that's it.
perfect. And then, for someone who's trying to build a business like yours, be an influencer, what advice would you give them as they're trying to navigate the challenges of this pandemic with content creation and building a personal brand?
Yeah, I mean, consistency is key, and being a fearless networker. Those are two things I always say. Right now, brands are looking for content. So they're looking for people who can create interesting content, who can share their stories. And if you are someone that can do that, I highly suggest you just start reaching out to brands that you're truly interested in. Ask for product. A lot of my best
Mhm.
deals have come about by posting something for free and really posting about a brand just because I loved it. And then a sponsorship deal came out of it. So I definitely suggest if you want to get the attention of a brand, but that you do that.
Yeah, so following something that you love and then
Right.
being able to turn that into a business.
Exactly.
Totally. Um, and then I'm also curious to know, as someone who has a personality driven business, like what has the pandemic taught you about what's important in managing that and directing that?
My personality.
Yeah, like your business is all based on personality. So like tell me a
Yeah,
little bit
no.
more about what the pandemic has taught you about that.
I think it's just important to remain really authentic through this. So when I'm having bad days, I share that. When I'm having good days,
Mhm.
I share that and I share why. And I think just being more open and more vulnerable with my followers has been something that's really helped me get through this and helped me to connect with my community even more. And so definitely going to continue to do that. And I have a book
Yeah.
coming out soon, and there's everything in that. So I want people to sort of get ready to see all these different sides of me that they'll be reading when my book comes out.
And when is your book coming out?
Oh, thank you for that shameful promotion. Shameless promotion. My book is coming out May 12th, but you can pre-order it now on Amazon and on Barnes and Noble and a bunch of different book websites.
Yeah, and that's very exciting to learn more about your story. So another person asked, and this might be our last question, unless if
Okay.
we have time for maybe one or two more, if people want to continue to throw those in the chat. Um, what can we be doing to support our favorite clothing brands?
Tag them, give them an Instagram story shout out, purchase from them. And if you can't purchase from them right now, share them with a friend. That's really like the sharing aspect is the way to help small businesses right now. If you have like a restaurant or a nail salon or a hair salon that you love, buy a gift card because that will support them right now and then you can use it later on. So gift cards are a really great way to support businesses that have closed during this time as well.
Hmm. Totally. That's super helpful to know. And then perhaps in closing, let me ask you, what is the number one thing that people should be doing during quarantine, to continue to build their businesses and be, personality driven entrepreneurs?
Um, Wake up every day with a purpose, like you are going to work. Get up and get dressed, even if it's into a different pair of sweatpants. Get up like you're going to work and doing something because it'll help you to get motivated so much more. And try and give yourself a schedule. I know it's so hard during quarantine, but give yourself a schedule as much as possible because it'll keep you feeling good and it'll keep you on track.
Thank you so much, Danielle. It's been wonderful talking with you,
You
and
too.
I
I miss you.
miss you too. Congrats on the launch.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you guys for
bye.
watching.